People who were engaged at one point, but never got married. What happened? Before we start with the first story, please hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated with us. Number 20. He wasn't participating in the wedding planning at all, and I realized he didn't actually want to get married. There was a lot of pressure from his family and admittedly me as well. I just wanted a family and to be married and hadn't really paid attention to his reluctance up until that point. It was 3 months before the wedding and I sat down and reviewed our relationship. We were incompatible at several crucial points, even though we loved each other a lot. So I called off the wedding and ended it, and while we were both sad, we were also relieved. This was more than a decade ago, and whenever we run into each other we catch up and there are no hard feelings at all. He's married and a father now and I couldn't be happier for him. Number 19. This just happened to me a week ago. We were less than 2 weeks away from our wedding, and she was going crazy over the last couple of weeks for some reason. I had no idea why and thought she was just nervous. Until one morning she suddenly confessed that she slept with someone multiple times over a long period when we had a long-distance relationship. We canceled the wedding and I broke up with her. I know it is better like this, but I am freaking gutted. The future we had planned together died and I feel hurt like I never have felt before. Number 18. We had like 6 miscarriages. At the end of the relationship, he said something to me like, "It's just so hard. I look at your face and I feel like I see nothing but 6 dead babies. Can't really come back from that one. I mean, some people can. We couldn't." Number 17. The Holy Spirit came to him in a dream and told him that he couldn't marry me because I wasn't a virgin. Number 16. He cheated before we got married, and I found out. I thank the stars every day I didn't marry him. Number 15. It was toxic, and a month before we were supposed to get married, I broke my foot at an event I was helping. She was there too, but just partying. When I told her I probably broke my foot, she said I shouldn't be a little baby and just walk home since the party was over. I couldn't stand on it. She helped me a couple of meters forward, and then she just pushed me. That night my mother took me to the hospital, and that night I decided all the lies and mental abuse was enough and ended it. Best decision of my life. 3 months ago, and I'm finally getting back to being me. Number 14. Came home for lunch one day to surprise her. The surprise was on me as she was in the middle of effing her coworker on my couch. I love that couch. It's so hard to find a good couch. Number 13. I'm married to someone else now, but in 2016 I got engaged and pregnant, in that order. I had a miscarriage and he broke up with me about 5 minutes after I fainted from the blood loss at a family garden party. My family, not his, that he told me to suck it up and go to during it. He started dating my cousin, who he met at the party. About 6 weeks later, they're married now. Number 12. I had a friend who was engaged. One day she had a fight with her fiancé and drove from his house mad. On her way home she ended up in a bad car accident. She tried to call him several times. Wouldn't pick up. Her family tried. Nothing. Her friends tried. Nothing. His friends tried. Nothing. His family tried. Nothing. Dude was quite serious about giving her the silent treatment. Needless to say, she didn't think he handled that well and broke it off. Edit, I should add that after he found out what had happened, he just kind of went, "Oh, okay," instead of apologizing or asking if she was all right. It wasn't just that he went to bed or something at the wrong time. Number 11. I got engaged after 4 years, mostly just to do something nice, or so I thought, for my mother who was dying of cancer. 8 years later, mother is long dead, still not married, and I finally see the light and decides to walk away from this abusive relationship. I say so I thought, because it turns out that my mother knew there was something wrong about the didn't like her, but didn't have the heart to tell me because she thought I was happy, and I never told her about the reality of the relationship either. Number 10. She came home one day and said, "I no longer love you." This was 15 days before my birthday. She moves out and comes to find out she is developing feelings for her coworker. We meet up for lunch the day or 2 days after my birthday, and she tells me all these wild experiences she's having with this coworker of hers. I entered a depressed state for 2 months, but it's all better now. I'm better now than I ever could have imagined, and I'm so thankful to be out of the toxic relationship and free from the heartbreak. Living life, traveling the world, and being happy all on my own. Jesus Christ. You're a better man than me for handling that like a champ. I had a girl I loved very much call me randomly while she was getting down, and it absolutely destroyed me. Relationships can be dark. Stay strong, friend. Number 9. He left me the day after I sent out my first grad school application, cause I wouldn't give up on my idea of going to grad school and having a career, and he wanted me to be a housewife. And he was possibly cheating on me with someone he hung out with that weekend before he dumped me, whom he officially started dating 2 weeks later after she simultaneously dumped her ex-fiancé, but never confirmed if he was cheating on me or just had a super fast rebound. We had been dating for 4 years, engaged for about 6 months, and had already planned the whole wedding and put down deposits, and my parents lost a lot of money they had put down. This happened almost exactly 20 years ago. They got married a year later, and she was a housewife with no kids last I heard several years back. They are child-free as far as I know. I got married to someone else like 6 years later and now have 2 kids with my awesome stay-at-home husband. Also, I got into an Ivy League PhD program, got a PhD, and now I'm a tenured full professor. I am currently flying to a meeting for a national academic organization I am the head of, while my husband stays home and takes care of the kids. Number 8. The day we were moving in together, he was pissed at me for a little thing. I'd stayed up late with friends and he thought I'd be tired. I wasn't. He wasn't speaking to me, and I realized I couldn't do that dynamic for the rest of my life. He was very controlling and emotionally manipulative. He got mad at me for wanting to order dessert on my birthday because I needed to work on my weight. He threw a chair across the room when he thought I was flirting with his roommate. It took him a while to accept we were done, but about a month after we broke up, he took a job in Antarctica. I live in Canada, so it's pretty much the farthest he could go to get away from me. Number 7. I broke up with him 2 months before our wedding. He was abusive to me, a narcissist. He just didn't value me. I felt that I had given so much in that relationship with nothing in return. I wasn't perfect, however. I lashed out and became someone I am not due to the abuse I was enduring. I just wanted to die. I was depressed 24/7 and felt alone, and he had isolated me from friends and family. I got the strength to leave after a trip visiting my family without him and realized how happy I was alone when I was with him. When I got back and broke up with him, I had also found out he had cheated on me. When I confronted the cheating part, he put his hands on me, causing me to have neck and back injuries. It was one of the most traumatic relationships I had ever been in. I absolutely thank myself every day for the strength I had to leave. Reply: the first half of your story, up until he put his hands on you, sounds exactly like mine. I suspect he might have cheated, but I never found out. I ran like hell and stayed with my sister for a few years while I got my nursing degree. Lord only knows he's either homeless, in prison, or dead. I'm sorry for the abuse he put you through, and I'm glad you had the strength to leave. Many don't will need to get divorced after 3 kids. Number 6. He decided to recommit to his faith, he's JW, and tried to get me to convert. I refused. He then tried to tell me I couldn't go out with my friends. I went out, and he had a temper tantrum that would put my 3-year-old niece to shame. He trashed the house and drove to his parents' house 2 states away. I got all the deposits back that I could. He texted me on what would have been our wedding day to remind me what a mistake I made. I sent him a picture of me and several of my friends that I was told I was not allowed to see having a very fancy sushi dinner with the deposit money. Number 5. After my dad died, my mom got engaged to another guy. She told me years later that she never intended to marry him, but she was a bit traditional and thought it would make her look better if she were engaged to a guy she was living with. No idea if the guy had the same idea. They broke up 7 years later, and I haven't talked to him since. I know 3 different women with long-term boyfriends who will never get married because they will lose their portion of their ex-husband's pension if they do. Number 4. We're still technically engaged, but we never wanted a wedding. We met way late in life. I'm 50, she's in her mid-40s, no kids, and if we get legally married, the God fucks with her disability assistance, so she is my spouse, my partner, and my soulmate. But we don't feel the need to get married. But I do have a living will just in case. We will be celebrating our 10-year anniversary early next year. A well-known issue in the disability community is that those who receive government benefits can't get married or lose that income. I'm glad you're taking care of each other. Number 3. He left me 6 months before the wedding. In his defense, he did pass away, and one day I will probably be really angry with him for it. Number 2. The night he proposed, he left my house and went straight to his ex's for a catch-up dinner, but slipped and fell and accidentally f***ed her. Number 1. She died due to seizures, 3 a.m. She was home alone. She woke up and had a seizure and unfortunately hit her head against a wall. 7 a.m. She was supposed to show up at her parents' house to drop off the dog before work. She didn't. 9 a.m. Her parents went to check on her. The dog was fine, but she was unresponsive. 9:30 a.m. She was declared deceased at the scene. 10 a.m. I was at work and I got a call from her father. I lost it right there. It was back in 2012, but still I'm not over it yet. And that's all the 20 best stories. If you like more of this, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also share your similar experience in the comment below. See you in the next video.